Yo, what's up, y'all? So it's Boone here, and we're on the set of the Funded and Closed podcast, which I hope you've been tuning in. But nonetheless, today I want to talk to you directly, not with a guest, but I want to talk to you directly about how you guys can go from, I don't know where you guys are at right now, but I want to talk about how you guys can go from maybe 0 to 6 figures. They say 0 to 100,000, and then 100,000 to a million, and then a million to a couple million. These are things that I have personally done myself. I haven't hit 8 figures, 10 million or more yet. And then when we get to that point, I'll share some information on that. But there's a few things that I've realized in order to get to those different stages. And you just want to, what I want you guys to do is wherever space you're at right now, take the information that hits home from you and run those plays, right? So what I first realized, and I want to get right into it. And what I realized is that when you can go from 0 to $100,000 a year off of just hustle. But the main thing you want to do is you want to find the one thing that is really clicking and really can bring in that revenue now and locking on that. So for example, if you're someone, let's say in real estate space, and real estate wholesaling is bringing in, $5,000, $10,000 a month, or that's the avenue that you want to take. You want to lock in and drill in on that. Find the pieces that are really hitting home for you, because the thing is, a lot of individuals can go ahead and make a lot of money, relatively speaking, but they're focusing on too many different things at the same time. Or even in that one business, they're focused on too many strategies at one time. Find out which one has worked the last few times consecutively. So for example, one thing I used to do in my real estate wholesale business, I would put out flyers, but I use this website called CallRail. So every single flyer had a different, now every single flyer per that area had a different number. So I'm in Philadelphia, so I would have flyers go out in North Philadelphia, flyers go on West Philadelphia, flyers go on South Philadelphia, flyers go on this area called Northwest Philadelphia, right? And I would put a different phone number on each one of those areas. So when I was getting a whole bunch of calls back for North Philadelphia, I knew those flyers hit. And I would get a little bit of calls on West Philadelphia, and the other flyers, I wasn't getting phone calls at all. So now I know that, okay, these are the two areas that are really hitting home for me. Now, when I went back, I just doubled down all the money I spent on those other areas. I just threw it down on just the North Philly and the West Philly. And what that did was it allowed me to go ahead and make more money faster, because I was putting all my energy into what was actually working. A lot of you guys are putting energy, a lot of good energy that you have, but you're putting it in things that aren't even working. You got $1,000 play over here, but you're putting a lot of energy in the $5 play over there. It doesn't make any sense. Focus on the things that are actually working and bringing in the revenue. Now, you can focus on the $5 thing because eventually it'll be the $1 million thing. It just takes time, but it's not right now. And if you're in a position where you need to go ahead and make cash now, make money now, that's what you need to focus on. Like, for example, this podcast. I want to turn this podcast into an 8-figure thing in the future. And right now it's not there yet, but I'm still putting some energy into this while it's building. But I'm still putting a lot of energy into what's clicking right now. So that's the one thing you guys want to pay attention to. And that's how you're going to be able to get from 0 to $100,000 by locking in your efforts. And you could do this by yourself, solo, and running up the bag up, focus on what is actually bringing in the money right now. And the fact of the matter is, sometimes the thing that's bringing in the money right now is not even what your dream is, not even what your passion is, but that is what's actually bringing in the bag. I want you to keep that in mind. When I first got started in real estate, I started as a real estate agent. That wasn't my passion. That is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to become a full-time real estate investor. But I needed to do what I needed to do to run up the bag, run up my 6 figures. And that's what really got me in a position to transition into investor. You see what I mean? So you guys can start out by yourself and doing things that may not be the passion, but it can go ahead and turn into enough money to where now you can transition into your passion. The second thing is when you want to transition from, making 6 figures, let's say 100,000 or a couple hundred thousand dollars, you want to try to hit to that $1 million mark. That's when you're going to need systems. You can hustle up $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 dolo. Like, you can make a couple $100,000 wholesaling. You can make a couple $100,000, being a real estate. You can make a couple $100,000 selling t-shirts. But in order to go ahead and hit that $1 million mark, you're going to need something called systems. This is when you get to that next level. You're going to need some type of systems. And what I mean by systems, some type of CRM, like somewhere where you can follow up with your leads coming in, some type of automation coming in. You're going to need some type of thing that's going to actually make things a lot smoother, because to be honest with you, being able to do that first number I already told you guys about, you guys can do that off a straight hustle. But in order to go ahead and have that next level of money, you're going to need some type of system that's going to help you bring in the leads, follow over the leads, and hit the leads even when you're not actually physically doing the work. Because let's say, for example, it's only 24 hours in a day, right? And then you got other things you're going to be doing outside of just working on that business. You got sleep, you got family time, gym, eat, X, Y, and Z. So in order to hit that million, you're going to need some type of system that can hit leads and put things together even when you're not working. That's how you're going to take it to the next level. And also, you're not going to be able to remember to talk to every single person. When you're putting together your first bag, you might be able to go ahead and like, okay, I remember I got to talk to Ash. I remember to talk to Susan. But when you get to that $1 million number and you got hundreds or even thousands of leads, you're not even going to be able to remember all those people to talk to and to follow with. That's why the system is going to really be that key point to go ahead and make more money even when you're not paying attention. Like automated follow-up messages, automated emails, automated phone calls, different types of things, CRM to send you notifications. So that way, even on Instagram, having a system, Instagram allows you to do it where you can schedule posts. So now you don't have to remember to go ahead and post. The posts are going out scheduled for the rest of the week. Instagram, they have different websites, different apps called like Hootsuite, but Instagram allows you to schedule posts directly in the app. So if you have a business where you need the post to go ahead and make money, you can go ahead and have that scheduled. So now you have your post scheduled throughout the whole week. You can spend Sunday scheduling for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That way you don't have to worry about that. That's what I mean by system. So now money is being generated even without you physically doing the work. That's how you're going to get to the $1 million mark. Now, in order to get to a couple $1 million, you're going to need help. You're going to need help. To hit 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, you're going to need help. You're going to need help. You're going to need partnership. You're going to need team. You're going to need staff. You're going to need people to go ahead and put together to help things out. Like, for example, I have a team. My guy that's managing the whole video production. That's help. You got an assistant that's going to help. You got other individuals everybody needs to go ahead and be helping to go ahead and hit the overall goal. But that's the only way you guys are going to be able to do it, because when you get into that next phase of numbers, it's damn near impossible to do it by yourself, because it's too many moving parts, too many things happening, too much follow-up, too much this. Not to mention, you're going to need other people that's going to help facilitate the ideas for you, because you may come up with this grand idea, but you may not have the skill sets. Let's say, for example, you come up with this grand idea to get more leads on your website, but the website is going to need to be tweaked. You may need to hire somebody that's good with websites to really put that vision together. You have this great idea, this great imagination, this great vision, but you might not have the physical capabilities to paint the whole picture. You're going to have to hire somebody that can paint the picture exactly how you see it. Because you may be good with the website stuff right now to get something going, but to paint that real vision that you have, you may need to hire the best in order to paint it just how you paint it, so it can, be effective the way you want it to be effective. Like, for example, when I first started getting into like online business, I was doing my websites myself. They were okay. But when I hired somebody to go ahead and do the websites they really needed to be, I had to hire somebody, but then we started making more money online because the websites looked better. It had a better system, had a better follow-up, had a better funnel. Everything was a lot more organized once I hired somebody that's the best at it to go ahead and do it. The same thing when I first started doing my own videos. I literally got a camera. This funny story. I got a camera from one of my friends. He didn't want it anymore. I would literally put the camera on the countertop and I would just hit the record button, sit down and start recording videos. They weren't edited. They weren't clean. They were slanted a little bit. It just wasn't overall a good quality. It worked to the extent, but it wasn't the best quality. When I went and hired a videographer, that's when the quality got better. That's when the whole overall production got better. And that's when we made more money because we had a whole better setup. So if you see the common denominator in this, you have to start hiring people to hit that next level. You have to hire staff. You have to hire support. You have to hire coaches. You have to hire mentors. You have to hire to hit that next level. So $0 to $100,000, you guys can do that dolo solo. That's not a problem. To get to that $1 million mark, you're going to need systems. Hiring people for sure will help as well, but you can, quote unquote, you can do a solo as long as you have some systems in place and you can hire somebody on a one-off. Like, hey, I just want to hire you one time just to build this website for me one time. I don't need no support. I don't need a retainer. Just one time. I just need to do X, Y, and Z. you can do that. But to go over that $1 million, you're going to need a team. So hopefully this video helps out. Hopefully this makes sense. And hopefully you take whatever piece of phase you are in life, whether you're on your way to 6 figures, or you're on your $1 million, or you're on a couple million. Hopefully this information helps out and you put some of this stuff into effect so you guys gonna win. So let's get it.